This is TWiT. Chris in Denver, Colorado. Hey, Chris.
Leo, Chris listening in Denver on the 50,000-watt blowtorch KOA.
KOA. We love KOA.
Yeah, I got a lot of Go Rockies, by the way.
I would say I'm a Giants fan, so at this point, go ahead. Take it all, Rockies. We're out of it. We're out of it.
Yeah, there you go. My question is about Bixby. I find the Google Voice just works so much better. I don't know why Samsung attempted to do this. Is there a way to disable that button? Because I'll be listening to Spotify, and I'll hit Bixby, and then it shuts off the song, and I want to blow a fuse.
Yeah. So there is a way now, just with the latest update. On the Note 8 and the S8, I presume you're using one of those, the ones with a hardware Bixby button. Yeah. It's kind of sad because, boy, they dedicated a whole button to this. Bixby is a voice assistant, but it is not intended to replace Google's voice assistant because most of what Bixby does is internal to your phone. It opens apps. It does things in the apps. It's designed to kind of command your phone, but I agree with you. I don't find it that useful anymore. Supposedly in the Bixby, here it is. If you press your Bixby button, and you've got the latest update on your S8, if you press the little gear, settings gear, a window will open. Whoops! Now I'm earning rewards with Bixby. I don't want to earn any more rewards with Bixby. If you press the gear, you'll see a little pop-up that says Bixby key. Open Bixby Home. When you press the Bixby key, you could turn that off. Now that means this button does nothing, which is, I guess, what you wanted, because you would turn up the volume, and instead of turning up or down the volume, you'd hit the Bixby button. I wish they would let us reassign it, though, to something else. But in any event, this solves your problem, which is open Bixby by pressing his little button, then press the gear and turn off the Bixby key. I really starting to wonder about these companies. At least there's still a headphone jack in the Galaxy S8 and the Note 8. At least Samsung hasn't done that. Apple's abandoned the headphone jack, and Google is apparently, they're going to have a big announcement this week, October 4th. What is that, Wednesday? Their new phones, and everybody agrees, and I think the rumors are accurate, there's not going to be a headphone jack on the new Google phone. It's exactly what Apple's done, I think, with the iPhone X, with its notch. At this point, phones are done. They're cooked. They can't really do that much to make them better or different or interesting. So now they're just adding dopey features to differentiate, like an extra button to launch an assistant no one wants. Or, hey, we've got courage. We're going to delete the headphone jack. Wow. I don't know how taking a hardware feature out is an improvement in any respect. And Apple still hasn't convinced me that. And by the way, if Samsung can manage to find the room in a very jam-packed Note 8 for a headphone jack, I don't see why Apple can't. So I don't buy that, oh, we needed the room. I don't buy that. It's a differentiator that isn't really an improvement or a differentiation in any way. What are they? It's a difference without a distinction, or is it a distinction without a difference? It's one of those. It drives me nuts. Next year, and maybe this will be the difference that'll change everything. Samsung's already said next year the Note 9, I guess they'll call it, will have a bendy display. It'll open up like a book. So your phone will have a display, no hinge in between. It's a bendy, flexible display. We know they can make those that you'll pick up your phone and you'll open it up, and now it's double the size because it was folded over. That's a differentiator. Whether it's a good thing, we'll see. It may not be. But at this point, the smartphone industry is exactly the same position that the automobile industry was in by the 60s, maybe even the 50s, where you couldn't, what are you going to do? You put a bigger engine in? No, you add fins, you change the model design every year so that people go, oh, hey, that's so 1959. I want the 1960 Edsel, the one with fins. And that sells products. And I really believe that's where we are now. I don't think what Apple's done with this crazy screen with a notch in it, that's just fins. That's just designed to make people feel bad they don't have the latest and go out and spend $1,000 just so they have the one with fins. It's pure marketing, and I feel bad that we've fallen for it. Gosh, aren't there more? It seems like there are more important things to worry about. Anyway, the Bixby button, another example. You know, I like the Note 8. The Note 8 is almost a perfect phone. If they would dump the Bixby button, because there's no point in that, and they would put the fingerprint reader where it belongs in the middle of the back instead of right next to the camera where I smudge it every time. It's a very poorly placed fingerprint sensor. I don't mind a fingerprint sensor. In fact, that's another thing. Apple's taken the fingerprint sensor away. Apple's decided the way to innovate with an iPhone is to take things out. A perfectly functional, really good, it works really well, the fingerprint sensor. You could put it on the back, Apple, and still have a giant screen. That's what Samsung's done. That's what Google's done. You could still have a giant screen. But no, they're dumping the fingerprint button because courage. We're going to do face recognition, and we'll see how well that works. But it doesn't. It seems like change without any real innovation, I guess, is what I would call it. It's just change for change's sake to make it look different so you'll buy the new one.